So we're going to talk about the use of heading tags on your pages on your website as it pertains to the SEO starter guide on Google. That's right. We're doing a session on going through the SEO starter guide directly from Google, and we're doing it sequentially as it pertains to local businesses.
Right.
I'm Stephen Lau.
And I'm Tahmid Jawad.
And today we're going to talk about using heading tags and other tags to highlight different items on a particular page.
Right.
Right. So what is a heading tag? Well, usually when you visit a page, it might have like a larger or bolder size or a different color, so it stands out. So it's basically a heading. Generally, there's a few of them that are regularly used. So like an H1 tag, H2 tag,
H3, H4, H5,
and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think that there is a discussion definitely about how to use these tags and even how to use bolding, italicization, block quotes, anything here to make text stand out more than other text on the page, right? And so there's always been a push and pull between people that do search engine optimization and with web designers. Right. And I think that could be a longer discussion for sure. But I'm just going to start off with, for local businesses, from the guide itself, I'm going to read here about the no-nos of what you should be doing or not doing with heading tags. So Google specifically says, do not place text in heading tags that wouldn't be helpful in defining the structure of the page. Right. It says, do not use heading tags where other tags like bolding or italicization may be more appropriate. Right. It also says, do not erratically move from one heading tag to another. And then Google also says, do not excessively use heading tags on the page. Right. Do not use very long headlines. Do not use heading tags for styling text and not representing structure. Right. So I think it's very important there. It's like, it all pertains to a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about, like trying to get every advantage for every keyword on a particular page. I think you just have to be careful with it. I think there has to be a little bit of a balance.
Yeah, and also it makes sense because whenever search engines see any H tag, like the header tags, then it automatically feels that it has to be something important. That's why it's in the header tag, right? So if you are confusing search engine with maybe keyword stuffing or irrelevant text that shouldn't be in the header topic, then you are confusing search engine about the content of that page. So you should be very careful about what you're putting in the header tags.
And to me, I absolutely agree. I mean, you or any other local business owner that's working on their marketing, I mean, ultimately, you're helping Google out by helping to define what is important to you and your audience at the end of the day. Right? When Google comes to your website, it doesn't necessarily knows what's more important to you. So it's looking for cues, right? So some of the cues are like, oh, well, do they use one word more than the other? Do they highlight on one word more than the other? Like do they link to particular other pages? What is being used in the description? What is being used in the title tag? Right. So all of these things help a search engine to help you define what your audience is. And again, with respect to the search engine starter guide, right? Again, it's available on Google. All you have to do is search for it. Right. And it's there. Don't let anyone tell you what to do, what not to do. The information is right there in Google. Okay. We're just doing this show so that we can clear up the air as it pertains to local business owners. Right. So obviously we're discussing heading tags. And I think, like for me, it's got to look natural as well. Right. It's got to look natural. That means that if you want it to look natural but do a little bit of SEO, that means you kind of have to, in a suave way, try to include keywords in these areas, but not overdo it. Right? So sometimes when writers today have I think writers have a big challenge ahead of them. Right? Because maybe in school they teach you how to write content in a particular way, but ultimately they also have to be designers of content when it comes to creating web pages, because whatever they write, it has to be visualized in some way. it's not necessarily the responsibility of the designer to go ahead and write copy, right? So maybe the designer and the writer need to work together better so that they can style the page accordingly in order where to put content.
Well,
and make it
there is always a debate about how many H1 tag you should use,
Yes.
or how many H2 tags you should use in a page, like thinking from SEO perspective and as well as from design perspective. But whatever you're doing, you have to be very smart. A good example of using H tags or header tag is, let's just say you have a plumbing page on your website, right? And in the title tag, you're using, let's just say, plumbing and your city, right? So plumbing Ottawa. A nice way to put use of header tag would be emergency plumbing service, then location in the header tag, because you have already used the space in the title tag. Now, if you want to focus more about your service and let search engine know that we offer emergency plumbing as well, you can take advantage of the header tags in the page.
That's right. And of course, divide them up. Not all, everything should be H1.
No.
You can divide it up to H2, but it's got to kind of make sense, right? So I know probably what you're thinking in your head as a local business owner. You're probably like, I don't have the time for this. This is ridiculous. Why should I pay for this, right? But the reality is, you're only saying that because you don't understand the importance of this. If it leads to hundreds and thousands of clients into your door or calling you, of course you deem it important. But you maybe know kind of what you know, which is, say you own a restaurant. Well, maybe you put in $100, $200, $400, $500,000 into the look of the restaurant. Why do you do that? Because you feel it's going to have an impact on the number of people coming. This is as important as that. In fact, everything in the guide here is generally very important to get the traffic
Exactly. If it wasn't important, then Google wouldn't recommend those as a basic step for your SEO.
That's correct. That's correct. So if you have any questions about heading tags, or any questions in particular about the Google SEO Starter Guide, please feel free to drop Tahmid or myself a line. We're definitely more than willing to help. Now, what's important here is, like, I do want to ask a question. Do you pay attention, as a local business owner, do you pay attention to heading tags? Yes or no? I'd love to hear your comment. Yes or no? That's all you have to put down below. So again, our information is located down below as well. I'm Stephen Lau, signing off.
And I'm Tahmid Jawad, signing off.
If you like this video, please share,
Like,
and subscribe to our channel.